Good morning, YouTube. Thought I'd start early because I've been driving early. We had to follow this stupid. They closed the exit to 65 North. That's probably why I couldn't get there yesterday. Son of a biscuit eater. You know, that's probably why I couldn't get where I needed to go before. So now, let's see here. Where are we going? B is good, Rich. Let's see here. Come on. Okay, let's get over one. Gotta go slow nowadays. he's he's looking for that road like I am. The guy he's pulling a double, trying to find a way to. I think he's trying to find a way to turn around. But we just gonna go and keep on driving this early in the morning. I'm in Central Time, so it's 2:32. A normal time would be 3:32, but hey, it is what it is. Hold on. Let's see here. What's up, Mike? We're starting early, so it's gonna be a lot of mumbling this morning, brother, because it's early and I'm struggling. You know how it goes. But we are in. I'm trying to figure out what. I don't know. This ain't Memphis. I'm heading to Memphis. Oh, okay. It's going. This road runs into 65. I got to get to 65, then to go to 22. Yeah, early. See how far we can get it before the before she. We know it's gonna overheat, so when it overheats, just keep it going, Mike. Oh boy. Oh boy. But it's. I'm going home early to try to do some side work for the neighbor. And I got to finish up that lawn, but he asked me would I come and help him pull up the carpet. So it's some side work for some extra money because I got bills due. Um, but I'm gonna have an extra day where I'm gonna call night and hopefully I can get some local work to keep me rolling. And the guy that's gonna be working Bo, he's pretty good, so I'll give him a call. But I gotta start keeping my eye on my loads and stuff like that because it is what it is. But and I knew this crap was gonna happen because y'all voted for Trump. I knew this stuff was coming in, and it's starting to slow. It's starting to freaking. It's not starting to slow down. It's been done slowed down, but it's gotten worse. I hope I'm not gonna have to go back over the road because I'm not gonna go back over the road and still not have no work. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Let me see. It looks like I'm coming up on 65 right now. That's why I got to get to 65 and go up like two exits and then jump on 22. Ooh, boy, I already had my first batch of coffee. Already had my first batch of coffee this morning. trying to figure. Oh, I'm in. Is this Birmingham, Alabama? I'm somewhere in freaking Alabama. Wife is always asking me, and I get frustrated with her, but she's very inquisitive, and I gotta stop being a little bitchs. You know, I'm like, you know what? Stop being a little girl and try to keep an eye on where you're at. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I think, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. What the? Oh Jesus! Look. It's a brick thing, so I would have turned that way and would have went down that street thinking, where's the highway? Jesus. I done went down that road talking about, where's the highway? Oh, boy. Boy. And I know if that concrete thing wasn't there, I'd have went down that road. I would have went down that road talking about, where's the highway? Oh, boy. It's a hot mess. But you know what? And I got to bring it up again. I'm going to beat on a dead horse, but you know, it's about systemic racism. It's about black and white, and what sells is, because you guys know I'm an avid cruiser. What sells is black people fighting on cruise ships. That's what sells. Because everybody's just typical. See, that's why I want to go on Carnival. That's why I want to do this. That's why I want to do that. And you got some black people like, I'm afraid. These black people are so evil. You know, you're cooning, and you're falling into the same bull crap that other people. And there's a light skinned brother that he's making all of his views on that same hate speech, dogging black people out for fighting on the cruise. But guess what? I must be on a specific algorithm because the videos are popping up on my feed about people other than African Americans starting fights on cruise ships. And this Caucasian brother he dropped this other he dropped the other white dude, and they were fighting, and you know what I'm saying. But you didn't see me. You're not hearing me say typical evil white people fighting. No, I'm just sitting looking at two people fighting and not realizing they're gonna get kicked off the boat. Do you see what I'm saying? The 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 narrative is that we're such a violent people. But I asked this question, and it's just you and me, Mike. I asked this question: do you think if we was not stolen from Africa, if you think that we was not, because I've been thinking about that for a minute, that if our bloodlines would not mix so horrendously, because slaves were bred with each other. You know, the sons were made to have mate with their mamas, and the slave masters was raping these women, and all of that bloodline was so screwed up and mixed up. Do you think? And then to present day, we were put in projects. That's why they're called projects. It's a project to see how we would deal with each other in slums and stuff, and see that you had to become violent to survive. Some people are living in a state of perpetual violence because that's all they know. Do you know it took me 10 years to appreciate the woman I'm with. Because it seems like every woman I picked had a violent nature, had a violent tendency, had violent something. Do you think that because that's all that messes we are so screwed up? I always wondered that. I always wondered that. And actually, I don't know what I did. I think I turned on YouTube's notifications. Normally, I ride without it, but I was just wondering about that because everybody you did this. White America, you did this stuff. Well, we didn't do it. Well, your ancestors did, bro. And some of us decided to come out of it. Some of us decided we don't want this. Some of us decided we don't want to live like that. I like I said, I'm a cruiser. I love to cruise. I'm about to go on a cruise in about 2 weeks. I don't want to do nothing. You hear about these folks. Well, are you gonna get on any of the rides? No, I'm not getting on nothing that's gonna fall apart. Cause you know why? Because I know these cruise ships. Once they get other than dry dock, they don't stop. You see people that a pipe will bust, and then people think that the ship's going down. That $1 billion ship ain't going nowhere. But they will fix it on the fly. They'll put duct tape and everything else on it, and then keep on going because they are trying to make the billions of dollars for the stockholders. They're not going to inspect everything. They're just going to keep on going. But the fact is that it's in society. We, you know, it's so funny. You remember, there was a video. I seen watch a video the other day. I'm afraid for my life. I think and what do you mean you're afraid for your life? And the guy's got and the guy it was on the Uber because the lady she wouldn't get out of the guy's car. Call the cops. I'm afraid for my life. So the cops are on high alert. And he's like, no, no, you're not. I got you on video lying. That's why everybody pulls out cameras nowadays. And that's why you gotta have a camera. I'm gonna get one for my car. My wife's got one. I put it in our car. I'm gonna get one for my car. No, you're not, because we, you've got this perpetual notion that because I'm black, I'm violent. I'll talk a lot of smack, but that's it. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't think I'm no better than anybody else. Hold up. Yeah, I gotta stop pulling over because I gotta be there at 8, and the time's just moving away. And we got 3 hours and 41 minutes to get there. Ain't that some crap? But back to the thing, they only show everybody, only showing black people fighting on these cruise ships. But guess what? I've got videos to corroborate what I'm saying. White people are doing it too, but they're not broadcasting it. They're not showing that because it don't sell. We have to keep on telling the world that the only violent people are African Americans. African Americans are they're lazy. They don't want to do nothing. We built this freaking country, bro. They got look. Uncle Nearest is it's a whiskey. I'm out. I won't buy it. I'm not buying it anymore because white folks done took it over. Only reason I was buying it because it was African American owned. Now they white folks that done they done got a conservatorship or some technical thing that now someone white is in charge. I don't want it. I don't watch BET, and it's not that whatever you want to call it, but I want something that uplifts us as a people. As soon as you get something, we gotta knock it. They gotta knock it down. As soon as you have something, they gotta destroy it. Just like they you talk about the Tulsa massacre, Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, but there's so many that's not being taught. There's so many that's just like you got you thinking. Well, that's the only one. No, no, there's so many. I'm they got a book that you can buy. It's called Black as Fuck. I think that's what it's called, but BAF. I'm gonna get that book because I want to read that. Yeah, it's all part. You said the magic word, bro. It's part of the plan to keep us down, and it's getting worse. We're moving into a fascist state. Charles telling me he walked by some people. He said, "I didn't think the Republicans would take it from us. I thought they would just do it from the other people, the other folks." And they looked at Charles, and Charles told his wife, "Don't say a word. I don't feel like going to jail today." He said, literally said, "Don't say a word." You see what I'm saying? That's why when I'm in public, I keep to myself. Yep. That's why I keep to myself. But they keep stuff on the download. They and they think you. I'm not. I promise you, because I was drinking Uncle Nearest. It's a very strong whiskey. It's freaking strong. I'm not drinking that mess no more. I'm not. I try to support our people, but man, I got that. I got that mushroom coffee with the whatever. And guys, I don't want to sound like I'm a power to the people, but I'm not. I'm not stupid either. I'm not ignorant. I'm not. I just know this stuff. When I get on a cruise ship, I just want to be left alone. I want to walk around. I want to overeat. I want to have a few drinks. I want to lose at spades. I want to, used to hear on the top deck, used to hear Caribbean music. You're going to the Caribbean. Everybody worried about rap music. This ain't rap music. A lot of the rap music, it was more positive stuff. It that word woke, it comes out of the Pan African movement where we were, power to the people and all of that stuff. Now it's more of the DEA and all this other crap and the LGBTQ community. All that. The white folks stole that crap and made it derogatory, where it was more of a power, uplifting of the black people, of black folks. The Black Panther Party, they used to feed kids, but they make us think like we're such a violent. We come together when we come together, or try to come together. When we come together, we get knocked down. Even our black women knock us down. And you ever notice? You ever notice? And I gotta say it because I'm big, but I'm getting smaller. But you ever notice all the women None of them are skinny. I'm this and I got a master's and I got a doctorate and I got all this and you're beneath me. I can't find nobody. It's because your attitude screwed up. Exactly. You said the magic, but they want to use us without us existing, and everything is want to keep us down. Even when you don't show violence, remember that the guy, he's the whole thing's on camera, and they bust through his window. He pulled him over, bust through his punching. You could see them punching in his face. He ain't did nothing, but we want to protect the cops. These people are killing folks. Well, where I'm from, Long Island, Nassau County, and Suffolk County, you didn't say nothing to them cops. You get yourself killed. That's in Long Island, New York. You get your behind killed. Nope, no sir. Don't even look them in the face. Nope. Oh, man, this is long, bro. This is a long behind road, bro. But it just makes you think. You know, are we ever going to be equal? Yeah, because the rap music. If you're not talking about bitches and hoes and drugs and shooting and killing, that's not rap music. But there was a lot of like KRS One and all of those guys. They were uplifting, but that didn't sell. And if you'd ever noticed, all the bad guys, either black or Mexican, but you know as well as I know, the other there's others, the real McCoys, the Russians, the mafia, even the ones that are sitting in corporate. Those are the real criminals. As I say, it's like going a bar and blaming the drunks for drinking. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Words of wisdom. You know what I mean? Words of freaking wisdom. You know, every once in a while I have a freak out moment, and I don't know. I must be stressed because I freaked out in the back of the truck. I mean, literally, I started screaming. Um, you know, I have a fear that I might, it's, sometimes you see it. People pass away in these trucks in their sleep or whatever, or I don't want to be that person. But see, some of this stuff, these guys wind up driving through sundown town. I don't do that. No, 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 no. I stayed in the main interstates. If it gives me a side road, I'm checking the map, see how I do. You know what I mean? I know my routes. I know where I'm going. A lot of guys will keep riding until they run out of hours, then be desperate. No, I give myself 2 hours, 3 hours minimum to find me a spot. See, because I had 3 hours left on the clock, I was trying to push it to get. Where am I? Let's see here. I was trying to push it to get on this road right here. I was gonna start my morning on this road, but 20 West was backed up for miles. It must have been an accident or something. And I knew, I looked at the clock. I said, I got 3 hours, but I'm going to be stuck. So I pulled over and went to bed. That's why I'm like driving so freaking early. But it was a good thing because if I'd have kept on going, I'll probably wind up late to the shipper. You know, that's another thing. It's your fault, but they gave me this load a day late. I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? I'm like, but you know what? Instead of me getting mad and flipping out, I got to make it work. And guess what? I am gonna make it work. So I'm driving through the night, sipping coffee, and I'll pull over. We're gonna make some more. I got the mushroom coffee, the nastiness from the mushrooms to keep me awake. Only problem is when I do late night like this, I eat junk food. I really don't want to eat the junk food. But I could tell my potassium levels was low yesterday because I was getting confused and I could see them how I'm feeling. I could see how I'm feeling that my potassium levels was low. So I took a potassium pill and I'm feeling a lot better. I took another one this morning too. That's gonna be the hard part about if I train. I'm not getting rid of this toilet. He gonna have to deal with it. We just ain't doing a number 2 in here. But I still, regardless if I keep my sugar levels good, I still go to the bathroom a lot, which kind of sucks being old, but it is what it is. You know, it is what it is, brother. What we got here? Okay, we're down 223, which is not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad at all, bro. It's 3, so 4. We figured out. But you know, um, West and 78. Okay, the GPS is still thinking it's, well, no, my new GPS thinks it's 22. Yeah, okay, both of them think it's 22 now. Okay, good, thank you. Oh, please don't. Oh boy. That's one thing I hope don't happen. Let's figure it out. I'm sorry I got quiet. I thought I felt something. Oh boy. Oh, what a day. What a difference the day makes. What a difference the day makes. There was somebody, there's a video. There's a video. I'm gonna tell you a story. I think I told it. I told it a while ago, but I don't remember if I told it anytime soon. Um, when I first started driving, I was so excited to talk to other truck drivers, and I was working for a company called CRST, and I ran into. It turns out one of them was Samoan and the other one was Mexican, but they both looked Samoan. I remember the wife was Samoan or the dude was Samoan. Um, and I remember because I would always just before I really got experience in doing this, I would just go ahead. Hey, how you doing? My name is Darren. Blah 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 blah. You drive a truck? Which truck y'all drive? Blah 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 blah. And I remember the dude had a look on his face, like like nobody went near them. It was outside. Um, everybody was smoking and whatever, and I sat down and started talking to the husband and wife. And the guys had a look on his face of I will f if you come near me. And I just kept, how you doing? How long y'all been driving? Blah 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 blah. Dude looked at his wife like this mother f you up. Started smiling. Then she had told and we were just had a good old a good old talk. And I was reminded that when a person said in the video about this Samoan woman beating the brakes off of this white lady because she's got into a fight with, and it is well known that you don't mess with Samoans because they will beat the brakes off you. But they're the nicest people you ever met. They the nicest people you freaking ever met. But they will light you up. And and I remember the guy was telling me, because I've had that happen where you're standing at the gate, people are walking by you not paying. The guy was telling me his wife, like, excuse me, people were there. And next thing you know, she flipped out, and this is a Samoan woman. I think she was the Samoan. And she jumped on the gate and said, if I get through this gate, I'm going to rip your neck off and beat the bejesus out of you. And they were so terrified because she was freaking out. They walked in and knocked on the door to see if, and the husband came. She said, please, sir, can you calm your wife down? And he was like, he looked out there and said, nah, she all right. And then he went back to bed. Because, see, you don't disrespect folks. You keep that same energy. You keep that same energy. And, and, and it was just trying to calm him down. And see, that's why look, I try to keep the same energy. I'm being polite to you. I'm like, this is how I was brought up. I'm gonna be polite. Look, I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm not trying. I'm not. Won't start nothing. Won't be nothing. Okay, let's see here. Get down there. Oh boy. Let's see what we got here. Well, when I get home, I'm going to do what you said, Mike. I'm going to reach up. I'm going to go through all my camera stuff. I'm going to bring 3 cameras when I go back over to the house. I'm going to do it before and after. I'm going to take the Husqvarna. Yeah, I got them all over the place early morning. Take the Husqvarna over there, and I'm going to do a cut with the Husqvarna. And I'm going to have the GoPro on my head so that we can, I'm going to do it before and after. And try to do a little bit more cleaning up, but I'm not going to try to do too much because he's going to want me to do some, we're going to pull up the carpets. I don't want to be too wore the heck out, you know what I mean? But I'm bringing a 12 pack of beer. Fuck the bullshit. Or, it's my off time. Bring a 12 pack of beer, and I'm gonna have me a good old time. But I'm gonna do some of the stuff for a video, for a lawn care video that I was upset that I couldn't do before. I'm gonna charge all my. I got the GoPro wannabe. I got my GoPro. I got my 4K camera on my phone. I got to make sure everything's charged up. I'm gonna bring both mounts, and we're gonna do some videos because I'm noticing I'm getting traction on my lawnmower videos. I don't know how long they're staying, but my lawn care videos, my long form. I haven't been doing it. My main videos are my shorts, but I got to start doing some more long form videos. You know what I mean? I got to do the Vivor truck dolly that I I tried to do it like a regular guy does it, and didn't read the instructions and put it on backwards. But that thing works, man. I'm so happy because I was about to. I knew I was if I don't have a hernia, I was gonna get one trying to move that trailer around. But now that was worth the money. That was worth the freaking money. Oh, hold on. That was worth the money. Um, where I'm going is it's West Memphis. This is actually over there. I think doesn't Dre Lachey, she lives in Memphis. I believe she lives in Memphis, which is I'm going to be right across the state lines in Arkansas, which is West Memphis. It's literally right across because they have this big uh what's that sports store? Not Cabela's, but the other one. They Cabela's and the other place they own each other, but it's like a big pyramid down over here. But you go right across the bridge, you're gonna be in Arkansas, and that's where I'm delivering this morning. So, yep, yep, yep. I wish Charles was up. I'd see if I could get him to come up and do something to talk with. God, someone, someone to talk with. Who knows? But we'll see. Civil, industrial, whatever. See, there used to be not that many truck stops on this road. There was actually two, but now there's like 6 or 7. There's a whole bunch on this daggone road. And after I drop off, I got to turn around and come back the other way. I ain't going to make it home today, but I got to turn around, come back the other way, and set myself up to do a reset. And then um, I'll get home early Saturday morning. It'll be early Saturday. It'll be early Saturday, or it may be late Friday. Depending on the time. Yeah, depending on the time, it might be late Friday, but we shall see. It, I don't know if y'all can see it, but the video that's on both sides of the off ramp is about 20 or 30 trucks, and that's the whole problem. There's no parking, even though it's slowed down. We're in the trucking recession, but there's still no parking. Tell me that's even worse. That's so bad. So I gotta sit here and struggle and drive through the freaking night. Ugh, you know what I mean? I gotta struggle and drive through the freaking night. Let's see which one. No, let's see, it's exit 63. Start to go down or whatever. Yep, yep, yep. Yes to what? What are you saying yes to, Mike? we're in or yes, though we're in the trucking recession and still no parking. There's a whole lot less trucks. The trucks have, like big truck companies have gone under because they can't afford to. You know what? They've been robbing and cheating their truckers, their truck drivers. So and they had no overhead, and then they wonder why they can't stay in business. I think that's probably one of the reasons right there. And then they've got it's what they call brokers. The brokers are robbing you blind. Oh, yep. You see what I'm saying? I've only had to do that once, and I didn't like it. So now, bro, I like because I know I'm gonna be there at 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm gonna probably stop for the day after they unload me. I'm probably gonna drive another 8, depending on how quick they get me unloaded. Another 3 hours, and then shut down, and then get me some sleep and get up and go. I'm switching up. I'm trying to come home every 2 weeks for a while. I miss home. I miss the wife. Uh, like this weekend, I'm just gonna say, look, hey, we're gonna go out. Let's go get some breakfast and let's walk together and and spend some time with her because yeah, I could just keep working, working, working. But if I'm working, 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 and not getting no work, what good is it? What freaking good is it? Um, the lawn's coming in pretty halfway decent. I'm hoping and praying for the love of Jesus Himself that that new distress sod takes root. I think I gotta check and see the other stuff on the left side of the house. Has it taken root yet? You know, the Bermuda up at the top right of my driveway, that's taking root, but it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna fill out till next year, and that's okay. That's okay. I ain't got no choice. That's okay. I don't know if you can see this. There's a few on that off ramp. Some of these places where you have to park are so freaking spooky, and some of these off ramps get so dark, and because I sleep with my curtains open, I'm looking around. I don't want to wake up and see some eyes glowing in the dark, looking into the truck. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ah! I'm like, what the fuck? What the frack? Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, oh my god. Oh boy, yeah. I'm a hot mess. I'm a big behind chicken. Oh shoot. Well, now I have to last till the 15th of September to get I get a $5,000 bonus. Now that I made the million miles, I got to last till the 15th of December to get that bonus. Um, I'm going to buy a catch basin with that thing. I'm gonna get a catch basin, a new catch basin for the edge of my driveway. But the main thing is I'm gonna pay some credit cards off. I'm at least trying to pay two or three credit cards off, get a catch basin, and put some money aside, and then I'm gonna give the wife some money. So I mean, we'll see what we do, but we'll see. Oh man, yep. Thank you for the two people that's in here. You're well appreciated. Hey, hang with me in the dark. We're driving in the dark. And that's the main thing I try to tell folks. I have certain way. If I feel a certain way, I don't care if it's a little late or not. I'm pulling over. I'm telling you right now. But until then, I keep it pushing. But I tell like the new drivers, look, you can't do what I do. You got to build up to have that endurance. You got to build up to figure out, can you do this? Because see, there's things that will happen. You know, you see that little white Mike. You see that little white line in the middle of the road there. That can get hypnotic if you keep staring at that. That will knock you the heck out. You start focus on that. That will knock you out. I remember one time I seen. You see how the lights in the back of the car that mother, that mother rose up and took off and flew away. When I seen that, I said, "Man, I'm going to sleep." I said, "Oh, screw this. I'm pulling over. I'm going to sleep." You know, this stuff that you have to know. You got to know. It's like that song. Got to know when to hold and know when to walk away, know when to run. You got to know when when to put it down. Okay, I need to pull over, or I need to take a break. Or I need to say, nah, enough's enough. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you need, nah, I'm good. Yeah, you can. So that's why I keep my eyes moving. That's why a lot of times I'll start a live. It's not because I'm trying to get out. Look, I'm trying to stay awake. Just saying stupid stuff. I'm trying. Look. It's not even trying. I need to keep my eyes. That's why, like right now, my eyes are moving. I'm checking. I'm checking. I got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, seven different mirrors. I'm checking those mirrors. The main two I don't. I be forgetting to look at is the bottom on the door. The bottom two. Those are the main ones that get me in all kind of trouble. I'm checking those mirrors. Gotta check them. Even though it's dark, that's the rough part. That's the rough part about driving on a road like this where there's nothing to look at. That's the rough part because that'll knock you out too. We're talking about knocking out. What the heck? You gotta look at the speed limit. What's the speed limit? Okay. Let's see here. What I'll probably do is let's see here. Uh oh, I hit the wrong button. Tupelo, Mississippi. You high beam? What you high beaming me for? My high beam ain't on. Okay, well, let's see what mile marker are we at. I don't even know. Where are we? Yo, it's getting extra dark now. What the heck? Put the high beams on. Okay, we all right. We got 52 miles we got 52 miles to Mississippi. Crooked letter I, crooked letter or whatever that crap is, you know. Let's see here. Let's see. Well, that's we. You know what we need is like an onboard display that's this is what's in the road, oncoming danger, blah blah blah. Something that you know, and like some cars have that. If you swerve out of the lane, it vibrates or an alarm will go off. Anything to help this situation, brother. Anything to help this situation. Okay, you gonna hop beam me? I'm gonna hop beam your ass back. All y'all with the high beams. I'm gonna high beam all y'all. I'm not. I ain't the one. You know. All right, brother. Hold on. I remember one person I met. They ran into a bear while out here. We have what's on our trailers called wind fairing. I watched a deer try to run across the interstate and hit the wind and hit that, knocked it the heck out. I also watched some. I don't know what they were called, but it was in Colorado. Some migrating. It wasn't just regular deer. I don't know if they were reindeer or something. They. It's in one of my early videos. No, I think that's on. Before I jumped on YouTube, I was on Instagram. It might be on my Instagram feed. Way in the beginning. If I'd have knew back in the day, I'd have been on YouTube for. I would have. I would have started on YouTube, but I was on Instagram. You know, say, look at me, look at my life, looking for that 15 minutes of fame. Cause I ain't had no friends, I ain't had no nothing. God, talk about pathetic. Oh boy, where we at here? Where we at? I don't think I've been on here too long. Nope. God, seems like I've been on it forever. I just started. What I'm probably gonna do, Mike, I'll go for another 30 minutes and then take a break, recharge the phone, and start back. Let's see, 4:30, 4:30 Central, and start back at 6 or something like that. I'm gonna do something. I gotta keep, gotta keep on pushing it. We'll see what we do. Like coming into places where there's lights or whatever. Like, thank you, Jesus. Talking about other people high beaming me, and I'm high beaming them. Yeah. Mainly right now, look, just help a brother stay awake. I'm gonna do fabulous, but Fat Friday. Because I did notice we're starting to get some more that are coming in. You know, it's just been you and me for a minute. You and me, and then we got someone hanging in the wings. That might be my man out there in San Diego or Cruising His Fun. I think Cruising His Fun probably still asleep. But, hey, you appreciate, you appreciate it. I don't see how y'all do this late night mess. I used to years ago when I was assistant manager, Shoney, work nights, closed all the time. But this is the time to do it when you want to try to get down the road because there's nobody out here. All the new drivers, they're in the truck stops. The experienced drivers drive at night. They get down the road. Oh crap! Really? My, sometimes my phone will go on power saving mode and go dark. And I'm like, wait a minute. And that's what I don't understand. I guess it's maybe processing power or whatever, but it just kills the battery when I do live. But kills it. But I'll be swiping on I'll be swiping on TikTok, and I got a whole bunch of battery life because I put it down where I really can't see, and I just swipe up. If it sounds good, I'll listen. And I need to get that. They got a ring, and that's gonna be my next thing I'll buy. It's a ring where you can swipe up just doing on the ring, and just keep it down there because these new laws or whatever, I'm just trying to be in compliance because I used to just drive and look at it and I'm like, you know what? And the common sense kicked in. It's like, I'm going to kill myself and I don't want to die. So I'll put it lower and just listen in on the conversation. There's one person I go to, I have three different channels. One is my private one. And there's one lady, she's a sister, or what do you call it? I think they're called introverts. With she just prefers to be alone, but she does all kind of, I wouldn't say Caucasian stuff, but it's abnormal for an African American. Like she goes to like the Nordic. But I kind of want to do that. It's one place. I think she went to Sweden or Greenland or Iceland or somewhere and slept in this frozen hotel underground. I want to do that. I think that would be freaking crazy because you get in a sub-zero sleeping bag and all this. I want to do that. I think that would be freaking crazy. Um, she went dog sledding, which I think was cool. She she rides trains, which I did that. I rode the train from Amtrak from Atlanta to New Orleans, which was so much fun. And I did that because my best friend's little sister used to work for Amtrak, and she snuck me in. All I had to do was give the room steward $40, and I got um, a sleeper, a cabin from Atlanta to New Orleans, and I just had a freaking ball. That was so much fun. Just to sit in there and you don't realize you're sitting there to watch the countryside go by, and you just don't realize how relaxing that is. So I watch more, train videos like that because I remember what I went through, what I seen. I remember that, and I watched that. She also does stealth camping. What is that? People that they sleep in there. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You know what? Lucas had me till he did the, you know, the series with but until he started the Metachlorians and all that, I'm like, that was just stupid as all get out. But and don't get me wrong, I love Star Wars. I've always been a Star Wars nut too. I remember as a teenager, we waited for hours online to see Return of the Jedi. I remember we waited hours, and we were literally ran to the front row and watched the whole movie with my neck cricked back. And every time they showed a different person, when you seen Luke Skywalker, ah, Han Solo, ah, Chewbacca. That's how the crowd was. That's how the freaking crowd. See you see this asshole. He see us passing him. He's like, I'm not letting you pass me. can't get behind him, my truck will the adaptive cruise control will slow down. So what are you doing, bro? Just let me pass. Stupid. A lot of people don't realize I'm not getting in the fast lane for the heck of it, but I have it's called adaptive cruise control. It will match whatever the truck in front of me is doing, and it will not. It'll slow down so that when I get close to it, I don't just run into it. It'll match it, so it'll match it, clock for clock during the speed limit. So if he slows down, then I slow down. That's why I get in the other lane. I don't want to be in the fast lane. I get in the other lane and just keep it moving. You know what I mean? Well, I like the fact that Darth Vader could not have gotten. Now he's mad that I jumped in front of him. Gonna get in front of me again. What a fucking idiot. If you're gonna go fast, keep going fast, stupid. He's coming up on my left. Watch him. He's gonna come over. He ain't gonna give me a truck lane. If you're gonna go fast, keep going fast. He's gonna go fast, then he's gonna slow back down to 65. So look, I'm catching him again. Look, of course, the adaptive cruise control is slowing me down again. Stupid. I'll just stay in the lane. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you're gonna go fast, keep going. If you're gonna go fast, keep going. So now we gotta play chicken. I'm just gonna stay in this lane. I'm just gonna stay in this lane. It's so freaking, cause you stupid. You see what I gotta go, Mike? I'm just gonna stay in the lane. Cause you think you did something. You're stupid. More climbing. Uh-oh. Yep. See, I got a governor on this truck. I can only go but 65. And even downhill, I can't let it go past 70. So if you're gonna do something, just do it. Get way ahead of me so my cruise control doesn't get pissed off and slow me down. You know what I mean? Like right now I'm at 69. The Jake brake is kicking in and slowing me down. I'm not gonna sit there and be mad at you. I'm not going. I'll just in that lane. It's the middle. It's the middle of the night anyway. You know what I mean? Now he's mad, Mike. Now he's chasing me. But I'm leaving him on the I'm climbing. I'm leaving him on the I'm leaving him down there. Might as well give it up. Because either way, I'm just gonna. I got the cruise control set at 65. I'm just gonna keep on. Either way, I'm gonna stay at 65. I'm not gonna sit here and be pedaling with you. We got time for that. You know, ain't nobody got time for that. But gives me something to do. I play chicken back and forth with you. I wake the fuck up, wake the heck up. I play chicken with you, stupid. Okay, we're gonna go to 5, and then I'm gonna let the phone cool down and charge up, and we'll come back at 6. We'll do that. You know what I mean? This exit right here. This is where I wanted to stop, but I don't think I had enough time. That's why the other day I started out yesterday. I think I started out live there yesterday. I'm just a creature of habit. I like certain spots where I feel comfortable. I don't like parking and just anywhere. I gotta feel comfortable where I'm parking. You know. So we'll see. All right, we're down at 2 hours and 47 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, that's a different truck. That's a different guy. Big M. He's different. He getting it. Who's this guy? And that's yeah. Those two guys are going. Whatever guy that was playing chicken with me, he way back there. These two different guys. Look, if you're gonna speed past me, you're gonna keep on going to get that distance. Ain't nobody because you're slowing me down. I got to fight with my adaptive cruise control, so I got to move over in that lane. You know, and a lot of truckers, you know, I'm sick of you truckers being in the middle lane because if we got to be in the middle lane to so it doesn't knock out the cruise control. Stupid, you don't own the highway. Just stay over in the right lane. So I got the alarm set off every time somebody comes off the arm ramp. Come on, man, use some sense. You got people that just start trucking. I'm in the truck stop. It smell like piss because half the truckers out here got type 2 diabetes and can't hold their urine to get into the truck stop, so they dump it outside. They pissing cups, they pissing gallon bottles in. That's what goes on out here. Y'all need to stop doing that. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna freaking happen. Welcome to the real world. It ain't pleasant out here. Actually, it's quite disgusting. But it is what it is. let me have some of this cold coffee. It's so delicious. Okay, what? Let's see. One thing I like about this road, it doesn't have no mile markers. See, I don't know if you can see them way up there. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you're going to blow by me and keep on going. Them guys are hitting it. I'm going to see that other truck. He way back there. He's about a half a mile, the one I was fighting with earlier. But Mike, it's reality, bro. It's same thing. You get a lot of trucks up. It's garbage and whatnot behind the trailers because we have nowhere to throw the stuff out. They, you unload the truck, but they leave crap on the trailer. I got to go to the next stop. It's your crap. It's your broken pallets. It's your pieces of paper. It's all your stuff. Take it with you. But then I gotta go to the truck stop. I gotta clean out and throw it. Literally throw it out behind the trailer. I remember I went up to a dumpster and I tried to throw it in the dumpster at the TA and they told me no. I thought, okay, motherfucker. I said, okay, I'll do it tonight. Right over there when I come back here to park. You won't even know. I'll do it so quick and make your head spin. You got no choice. Got no choice. All right, Mike, I'm going to shut down, let it cool down, and I will be back. It says, okay, it's 3:50, so it's really 4:50. I'll be back at 6 o'clock. Let's start round two. So I'll